Hi, this is Lisa from Barclay Jones. I logged into LinkedIn about an hour ago and spotted that I had the brand new LinkedIn contacts screen. So I've been running around like a lunatic, trying to stay off the caffeine, otherwise I might get just a bit too excited. And I just wanted to highlight to you some of the really quick and easy changes that are going to happen to your life if you go down this route. Now, for some of you, you'll have the choice of whether or not you do this, but over time, clearly, we will all be taken down that road anyway. So here goes. So you may only realise that you're in the new contact screen when you click on contacts and LinkedIn asks you to get started. I clearly wasn't concentrating when I pressed the button and off it went. And a few minutes later, this is the screen that I had. Now I've got over 3,600 connections, so it did take, it felt like about between 5 and 10 minutes to almost like recalibrate all of my contacts. Now, if I'm honest, I haven't had time to go through every single option in front of you now, but I'm going to talk about the stuff that I got a little bit excited about. Certainly the recruitment consultancies that I work with are going to like a lot of this. Certainly it's going to take away some of the pain that they might be feeling with large contact databases and ultimately help them capitalize more on the hard work they've been actually achieving to get these people connected with. So the first thing you'll notice is clearly a completely reformatted screen. I'm going to take you through some of these elements today, not all of them. You'll just have to keep an eye on my blog, etc., to see if there's anything new coming out when I get more time. Now, you'll notice that I can obviously bring all of my contacts together. The theory being that what I can do is press the continue button. That will take me into a screen where I can go a bit, what I consider to be a bit loopy, if I'm honest, and go into all of my different databases and drag content through. To be frank, I'm not a massive fan of this approach at this stage, so I'm going to back off from this for now. I like organic databases as opposed to collecting everything inside and stuffing in a box, but I'll let you be the judge of that. Now, once I've got rid of that screen, there's some other things that I'd like to talk about. So obviously you can see your numbers of connections. There's a search option, changed very slightly. I have a few more options now, so I can search specific fields. Certainly on the old version of LinkedIn, I was finding when I was searching the search screen within contacts, it was not behaving well sometimes, and I would often ask my recruiters to go into the search option at the top, which has obviously as well changed recently. So we can search on these screens if we wish. We've also got down the left-hand side the connections area, which clearly is what I already have highlighted. I'm going to skip saved for now, and I'm going to click onto tags. Now, tags is not a new thing to LinkedIn, although the way that they're organising it is. Now, I notice there doesn't appear to be a manage or an add tag option within this area, which is where it kind of used to be. But if I want to maybe connect with somebody and then put them in a particular box, hover over them, choose tag, and at this stage I can manage or add a new tag. So obviously add a new tag will allow me to add something new. Notice you can put people on more than one tag if you wish. These tags are private, by the way. No one else gets to see them. I'll show you where else you can see this in a second. Notice you can also press the Manage Tags option, and in here you can clean them down. Tagging's pretty cool. It does at least allow you to find people at a later stage. So consider where tags are going to become relevant. Don't turn into an administrator and tag everything to within an inch of its life. Certainly flash forward 6 months. If you'd have had people in a certain kind of category, how useful could it have been? Think about clients. Think about Christmas lists. Think about events. Think about candidate boxes and use those tags appropriately. So that's tags down the left. And obviously once you set these up, you can then hunt through them again. So I've just been playing here. Now you've got companies, and that's nothing new. Companies existed before, although it does work slightly differently. They're still listed in numerical order, i.e. the ones that you're most connected to towards the top. And all I simply do is scroll down. I can obviously sort as well accordingly. So before it was numerical order, now I can sort by alpha order instead. Titles is a brand new option. So I click and it brings up a list of titles. I'm going to be really frank here. I'm not seeing a benefit to this at this stage. There's very little I can do with it apart from scroll. I am reliant on how people have categorized themselves, and look at this. It's crazy. Regional director, chairman, director, owner, principal, team leader. This is what I've been in recruitment and technology a long time, and the biggest bane of our lives has always been the way candidates categorize themselves. Interestingly, I'm connected to over 3,000 recruiters. They're just as bad. We all have our foibles. We've got locations. Now this is quite cute insofar as it gives me a pretty map of the world, whatever. I then have lists of data. Again, useful to me, maybe if I'm running events in certain parts of the world and I want to just click on certain things. But again, I am a victim of how people have categorized themselves according to where they live or where they work. And sometimes it's two very different regions. But now what I also have is the ability to zone in on certain parts of the universe. And it's amazing that you realize how well connected you are across the planet. I should really go traveling. Lots of people I could stay with. I click on the area, I can see who I'm connected with. Now, I've noticed as I've been flicking through this morning, the photos are not updating. I can only imagine that over time that is going to change. It's also, I imagine as well, the size of my database. I'm not saying size matters, but in this case, I think it does in terms of how quickly this is updating. But wow, 255 locations, 35 countries. I feel very well traveled. And I'm just going to click and drag around the world and see how else I'm connected. Sources is interesting insofar as you can see how you gathered this content to begin with. Again, I'm not going to focus on that today. Potential mergers. I'm on the fence about this. I had a play with it earlier. There are obviously duplicate contacts on the database. How likely it is that you have been crazy enough to connect to more than one of them, I don't know. But it is making very obvious judgment calls, really, about whether or not these people are duplicates. I'm not convinced they are, clearly. They look totally different. I'm not sure how they'd feel about me merging them together. Now, something else you can also do while working within this database, I'm just going to pop back into connections, is you can also message people. There used to be a bulk email option where you could send messages to up to 50 people at any given time. I've not tested this yet, so you're just going to have to watch out for that. But certainly you can message people from this screen. Now, I want you to notice something that I'm a bit excited about. Do you know what? Again, I've been in recruitment and tech a long time. And again, I do feel for recruiters, so much data, so many opportunities to contact people, spreading themselves so thinly. What LinkedIn have done, which is quite cute, is allow you to sort your connections by how recently you spoke with them via LinkedIn, clearly. Obviously, you've got newly added, and then you've also got lost touch, which I think is really cute. It might enable you to see, look, do you know what? I'm connected to all these people. I've not spoken to them in a while. I'll let you decide how relevant this is to you, but most of the recruiters I work with will find the top and the bottom options absolutely invaluable. So yes, you can message from this screen. Now you can also hide people as well. I'm going to let you get back in touch with me about how relevant you think this is. But this is the absolute corker, and all of my recruiters are going to be running around with their tops off right now, but then it is Friday afternoon in the UK. You can remove connections from this screen. I'm almost emotional. Now, in terms of removing connections, if that's the sort of stuff that gets you out of bed in the morning, look at this. I can remove them from the actual screen I'm working in as well. Really, really handy. Now, I'm not just assuming that all of my recruitment consultant clients wake up to disconnect. They actually don't like doing that, but they really like connecting. But they equally know that the old system of disconnecting was really painful. So I'm hoping you'll find that useful. Now, the Your Day option, I'm going to watch how this pans out, because I have sent a few messages to people today using this new system, and I'm not really seeing anything changing. So as soon as I see something, I'll be tweeting about that. Now, clearly, I can add contacts from this screen if I wish. And I can also go into settings. Now, you'll recognize this screen. We were in here a few minutes before. What's interesting is I've got a time zone option if I care, and I've also got the opportunity to export. This hasn't changed. This was there before. Ironically, the content hasn't changed at all. It's still exporting 20 to 30 different columns, most of them blank. Right. Don't dial off just yet. This isn't everything. Some new stuff has changed as a result of me installing this new plugin, and I'm going to take you in and show you this now. You're used to seeing this kind of screen. There's a new relationship tab. I click. In the old system prior to December 2012, you could add a note and it could be added on this screen on the old design. That disappeared recently, and now they've kind of brought it back in. So again, a lot of my recruiters are going to be really pleased about this. What's also really nice is you can add continuous notes. So not just one. It's almost like, dare I say, LinkedIn's kind of turning into a bit of a CRM system. Rumor control. So I can add a note if I wish. No one can see this. Now, if I'm honest, when I was doing testing earlier, I put quite a long note in. It was only a line and a half, and it just kept timing out and timing out and timing out. So again, be careful when you're adding stuff. So I've got my notes. Lovely stuff. And look, I can delete or edit the content if I wish. I've got reminders. Now, I've not tested this yet because it's only been turned on today and I don't have a time machine, but I can obviously switch on day, week and month reminders, and obviously recurring as well. Interesting. Again, a little bit of CRM functionality creeping in here. Something to consider. And as soon as I see what the alarm looks like, I'll be obviously tweeting a picture of it. So I could remind me to send a birthday card. Not a birthday cat. Interestingly, though, I can't set a specific time or day. So there's a How You Met tab, and I'm a big fan of this, and I always used to tell my consultants to put something in here in the notes field, but obviously now there's a specific area. So you can put all sorts of content in. Again, the help facility on LinkedIn hasn't been updated yet, and I've not had the chance to test the volume of content you can put in here, but when I have been putting a line or two, it's been timing out, so we'll watch that. And again, notice, you lucky people, you can now tag from this screen like you could before Christmas. You can manage your tags and you can add a new tag from this field. And remember, you can put people in more than one tag and use them later. So that's kind of it. That's what I've spotted so far. Clearly, and obviously, look, actually, I've just spotted this. Last conversation 23 days ago, which is actually rubbish because I contacted him an hour ago using this system. So I'm kind of hoping that's going to be working correctly soon. I'm pretty excited about what I've seen here. There's obviously a couple of bugs. That could be related to me. It could be Friday in Lisa World. But keep an eye on it. Let me know how you get on. And as I spot that new stuff is being added to this, and I hear from all my colleagues in the social recruitment world what they've seen, I'll be obviously talking about that online. You can find me on LinkedIn or Twitter either as Lisa Jones or Lisa Marie Jones. We have Pinterest, Google+. We have a Facebook business page where we're always publishing content for recruiters, and also the barclayjones.com/blog where there's all sorts of really juicy content, stuff that gets us giddy about recruitment technology and social media. I hope to touch base with you soon. Definitely connect, and I'll see you online whenever I spot something new. Take care.